sheriff's deputy in retaliation for his
Y'all
son
know what it
being
is?
shot and killed by
Another one of them
Plus, the defense makes several motions related to their temporary
shit that got me blowing on some fat joints. Rodney Hinton Jr. I ain't
Rodney Hinton Jr.'s attorney Clyde
said nothing about my hero in a little while, but you know, this is to those that don't know. Any videos I show are owned by the owners and creators. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. You know, I seek to inform, and everything is allegedly. So, this is the case where if y'all listen to my early broadcast, right? You know, now y'all got to realize this the man that got his son. The police killed his son, right? And they claim there was a defective body cam, so it was still shots, and they claim he pointed a gun, and that's how they got on him. When in essence, really, there was 4 kids sleeping in a stolen car. And why would you even approach a situation like that with deadly force? And then they say he pointed a gun. This is, you know, yeah, this the dude killed him. You know, and so he, transport to University Hospital. They had to call him and to come down, and he had to look at the actual video and the still shots they got, right? And in the process of the video, when he seen his son getting gunned down, and basically all the pictures and even the still shots just show him running like the other 3 guys. Look, just show him running. You know, he just running. He ain't pointing no gun at nobody, but he'd already been hit then. Because when he make that turn, you could see his blood in the back. They hit him coming through the dumpsters, right? And so his father had to go watch the video. And once it's probably something that you can't explain unless you've been in a situation. You watch, you'll see your son, your junior, get gunned down. He didn't even finish watching the video because they were trying to put a narrative on. They spinning the narrative, right? He's a gun, and then there ain't no pictures, no evidence to show that he was pointing a gun. He was getting ghosts like them other 3 guys. And a sensible man would have said, well, look, we going to catch them in the 73rd on that back end anyway, so they can't get away. It's a perimeter set up. But I don't think a stolen car was enough to be using deadly force, even if they running away. But you gonna kill somebody by a funky ass car? But anyway, he looked at the video and he couldn't take it. He couldn't look at the finish watching. He didn't want it, and I could feel him. And the nigga didn't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear the police trying to explain shit to me. You know, you don't want to hear nothing. You looking, all you can stuck with is the scene of these motherfuckers gunned my son down. And the most they could say was they was sleeping in a stolen car.
A man named Rodney Hinton went to his lawyer's office in Ohio.
They were sleeping in a stolen car. And they felt the need to kill this kid, 16 years old. And then want his family and your dad come to you. Picture you going into the interrogation, into the detective office, and they showing you the video of your being gunned down. And even if they wrong, in a lot of cases, motherfucker don't want to see, ain't trying to hear. You know, but when you see you trying to spin a narrative that he pointed a gun at somebody, there's no still shot, there's no photos that show that he pointed a gun at nobody. And then y'all got a still shot. All of a sudden now the body cam went still in the middle of the thing. And then y'all still trying to spin a story, and a lot of motherfuckers already be on full gang recognized gang. You know, to a real motherfucker, the law, the police, and that a real nigga recognize all that and don't want to hear, nigga.
Now, the reason
that boy was didn't. They never showed a shot of where he was pointing a gun. The only shots they showed was he was breaking wide when he was shot. Then you could tell when he turned, he had the blood on the back. They didn't hit him up. They didn't hit the boy up. That was a free kill. And that's all that was we hunting deer. You know, they hunt deer and all kind of shit up back that way anyway. You know, we hunt animals. And shot that boy down. And then to take a stolen car to the level of, I'm going to kill you because you're not even getting away. And we know, we train officers, we know we have a perimeter set up. We don't catch them like they caught the other three. They was going to catch him just like everybody else. He wasn't going to outrun the police. And then they could bring the helicopter, the Yardbird. He wasn't going out. You didn't have to kill him.
He got the death penalty for doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, you sentenced somebody to death about a car. Think about that, y'all. Like me, love me, share me, get me out there, and y'all better subscribe to my station. You know, I ain't asking for no money yet because I don't be wanting to run nobody off. You know, but now, a closed mouth don't get fed, so you give me a penny or you give me $1 million. You know, I ain't gonna refuse it, but it'll help me build so I can keep y'all in on tune in on this real shit where you could understand, you know, the law and the hypocrisy of everything. You know, and I ain't discriminating against nobody, but I'm telling the Africans I'm pushing reparations. We need our reparations like every other human on earth was afforded when they were fucked over.
Even though his gun wasn't holstered, and even though he was waving it around while committing a felony.
Come follow me, push me through, because I'm talking for everybody. We need a reparation. We need a check or something like the Indians. Look, how did the enemy, the Indians at one time was the enemy, the Japanese at one time was the enemy, how all your enemies, you paid, and then the people that helped you, 1.7 trillion, y'all, 1.7 trillion that the slaves accounted for in them tobacco fields and them agricultural fields.
Directing traffic outside the commencement ceremony at the University of Cincinnati.
And you haven't gave a reparation, give a motherfucker a holiday. We can take the holidays back. You can take the month, the Black History Month, and the holiday, all that old pomp, that shit for nothing. And then the Juneteenth and all. Look, it ain't no June, because slavery didn't end. Because you didn't pay a reparation. And then y'all shot a bill down, but the president's name was Johnson, Andrew Johnson. Shot a bill down for reparation. And then y'all never reintroduced that. So you went through a war with the Indians, you went through a war with the Japanese, and yet the people that were always there building for you, because it couldn't have been building for us because you let people go broke. You didn't give nobody no money. You didn't pay for the labor. You didn't pay for the horror. You didn't pay for the kidnapping. You never paid them crimes. Y'all are crooks. Until that bill is paid, it's not a handout. How did your enemies get paid for your ally? The slaves accounted for 1.7 trillion way back then.
For causing his son's death. Well, he should
to build a country. The slaves were there.
Is out with a gun.
While you was out fighting war.
Means you failed as a
you know, at the plantation, the slaves, was there. Now it's time to at least honor the slaves.
Kids make bad decisions doesn't always mean that it's an indictment on the parents. But
it's time to honor the slaves, the people that really help you, and you never repaid us.
Basic way imaginable.
That's the problem.
Blame yourself. It's on you.
That's the problem. That's the problem. And it's a bill. It's an overdue bill. It's not. Nobody asking for no handout. But you don't put your enemies before your allies.
Cannot be justified legally.
Slavery was the #1 industry.
Destroyed by the fact that, it's murder.
That propelled, that built the foundation for this country. Come on, y'all. Honor. You can't honor for the murder, the kidnapping, and all that shit you did. But this is just ridiculous to keep ignoring the African American and the contribution of slavery to the building of this country. Love me, hate me, like me, put me out there, feel me though. I holler.